welcome back to my channel. Now I know a lot of you have been really curious about these beautiful tan skates that I wear and have asked me lots of questions about them. Well, they're actually custom made just for me by Harlick Skating Boot Company in San Carlos, California. Harlick has been making custom skating boots by hand since 1935. Since then, they have been leading the industry in innovation. In 1960, they were the first brand to cut down the height of a skating boot so it would stop constricting the calf muscle. And more recently, they've replaced some of the heavy leather of the sole with lightweight carbon fiber, which is both lightweight and incredibly strong. Harlick still makes every single pair of boots, whether custom or stock, by hand. And because of this, they're able to retain their tradition of excellence and make the highest quality boot available. Harlick has been the boot of choice for Olympic champions and elite level skaters for decades, and my personal boot of choice for over 20 years. This pair of boots began with a fitting. I went down to their factory in San Carlos where I was met by the owner, Phil. He made a careful diagram of each foot, noting each little bump and odd quirk of my feet.
So you have a rounder toe box right through these toes here. So we want to make the toe box a little rounder. And then this joint, this is a tailor joint, the small toe. So I make this mark to make sure I make this rounder. A little bit of the heel spur there. Navicular bone.
Yeah, that one was a problem for me on my last pair.
Okay, have a seat. Take a photo. So this one's small. This one's medium. And you have a high arch, which is a good thing. So the ball measurement is what determines the width of the boot.
Okay.
And I always do it. Some companies want it straight across like that, but I want it across these two joints.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because that's bigger. So that's 8 7/8.
These measurements around the foot and ankle help them determine the lace opening size. Some people have a very large ankle, while others a very slim ankle. And so a stock boot has the opening the same size on every boot. So some may have the openings come really close together and they have tons of excess lace, while others have a really wide foot so the leather doesn't wrap around their ankle properly. They can correct this issue with a custom boot.
Okay. So now I have you stand once more. I double check your arch position and then turn to your right. And what I'm looking at now is this heel profile, the Achilles, this much, so we can match to your foot. So you're in between these two, so I just join them together in the high arch. Okay, so that's pretty much how we do the fitting.
Okay.
And I look at it, you know, and I see you need more room for this joint here. A little bit more probably for the little toe, this joint here. And then like I said, the rounder toe box.
Yeah.
And then on the back of each heel you have a little tiny bump.
Oh.
Right there. So we want to pocket that also. Okay, so that's basically the fitting.
This next part is where you really get to express your personality. In addition to the classic white or black skating boots, they can make boots in just about any color or kind of leather that you can imagine. You can also have custom cutouts put on the side of your skate that express your personality. And in addition to those lightweight carbon fiber soles I mentioned, you could also get your sole covered completely in glitter if that's what strikes your fancy.
This is way way more
So
durable
in addition
and
to
holds up a
discussing
lot.
these personality type features for my custom boots, we also spent some time looking at things like the type of padding I wanted on the inside of the tongue, or whether I wanted a dance stay on the back, and that kind of thing that are more functional customizations for my skates. And if you're curious about exactly what I chose to have on my pair of skates, I'll be doing a whole video about that later on this week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see that video when it comes out.
So I can make this work
So if I get the same
size.
the 9.5.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll put your fit.
I'm gonna go with a 9.5 blade.
Okay.
Harlick will also take into consideration what length of blade that you're going to have mounted onto your skate, and will make sure that your heel length actually accommodates that blade, and can give you some guidance as far as making sure you have the right length of blade for your foot. They can also order these blades and have them mounted and ready to go when you pick up your boots, and I just think that's a great little extra service that they have. The process of making a pair of custom skates does take quite a bit of time. So this isn't something where you can expect to order the pair of boots and have them a few days later. You need to give Harlick 10 to 12 weeks at least to make your skates. You can pay a little extra and they can try to fit it in a rush, and maybe it'll be done in 5 or 6 weeks, but again, you gotta know that this is a craft. Each step is done by hand. So you gotta give them some patience and let them do their job and make sure that they're making your skates just right. So about 8 weeks after I ordered these boots, I went back to Harlick to pick them up.
Oh my goodness, are these the skates? I'm so excited.
There they are.
I have been looking forward to this moment.
It's always exciting. It's like Christmas morning.
That's right. All right. Well, let's try them on.
Okay. Stand and let's talk about the fit.
Okay.
All right. The first part is the front, around the toes, the length. Do you feel like you don't want it too long? You don't want your toes jammed against the front. You want to be able to wiggle them a little bit.
Okay. I can wiggle my baby toes. My big toes are right up to the front, but they're not pressing.
Okay. Now, when you break them in, your heels are going to go back more,
Okay.
which will give you just a tiny bit more room in the front.
Okay. Good.
And you can test that by bending your knees right now, and it pushes your heel back.
Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah.
That's how it will feel when you're broken in.
Okay. Good.
Okay, the width from side to side through here should be snug. I don't want your foot to be able to move side to side, but I don't want it pinched either.
Okay. That's good.
Feels
Pretty
good.
snug, not moving at all, but no pressure.
Great. Heel lift up and down. Does it feel like your heels are slipping, coming off the bottom?
No, they're good. They're staying in there.
All right, excellent. The arch area, any pressure on the sides of your arch?
Not on the arch, but on this little bone right
Up
here.
above, okay. And that's the navicular bone, so.
Okay.
All right, I'll punch that out for you today.
Okay, perfect.
Ankle bones, pressure on your ankle bones.
No, ankle bones are good. Yeah, that's good.
And then again, just to point out, we did that asymmetric lacing on your boots, which means we cut this side back more and this side comes around more, so that it takes the hooks away from your ankle bones, so you don't get pressure there.
Excellent.
Okay.
They feel very sturdy.
So we'll talk about the break-in later,
Okay.
what we recommend. But for now, why don't we take them off? I'll go stretch that navicular bone, and we'll try them on again.
Perfect.
This is our spot stretching tool we use to stretch ankle pockets, but it can be used for many other places, like the little toes. So what we're going to do is do the navicular bone, which is right in here. So we put this part on the inside, and this is like a hollow cup. We put it in the right spot. I always put a piece of leather on the outside to protect it.
Oh, so it doesn't get that little ring.
Yes, because if I just did it like that, you get the circle from the cup.
I had a ring on my old pair of boots because that protection wasn't there.
Yep. Yeah. I hate to see that on our beautiful new boots. Okay, and then this is adjustable for the pressure. And when you clamp it now, that's pushing a pocket on the inside where that bone goes.
How long does that take?
Not too long. I can usually do each boot in about 10, together about 10 minutes. So, and you can get the idea. And what I
Do a
do
little
is,
arm workout too while you're at it,
Yeah.
right?
So I keep moving it around, so instead of a spot like this, I want it to be cover an area about like that. Feel better? Like
Oh, so much better already.
Okay.
Yeah. Takes all the pressure off there.
Okay. So do you feel any other pressure points you want me to work on?
No, I feel really good.
Even when the boot is finished, the process still isn't over. Follow-up adjustments can be made so that those boots fit just right. With over 70 years of boot making experience, the people at Harlick really know what to look for to get that perfect fit.
Well, it's clear to me that Harlick is a really unique company. They put so much care into every pair of boots they make. I can see why coaches, world, Olympic, and national champions all choose Harlick Skating Boots. If you want more information about Harlick & Company, you can check them out online at harlick.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them below. And of course, don't forget to click that subscribe button.
I'm going to go into more detail about the choices that I made for this pair of boots on a video later on this week. So make sure you check back and you can see all the things that I chose to have Harlick do for my skates.